Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a chat.
It's time for
Amanda Exclusivo.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Amanda Exclusivo. I am here with the Tony Award-winning actress and sea otter lover. Am I getting this correct from your bio? Motorcycle lover. It's Lena Hall, everybody.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I had to dive in and ask you.
Okay, sea otters are magical creatures. They're little bears that live in the water. They have the softest fur on the planet because their fur is like 1,000,000 follicles per square inch or
Have you
something
ever
like
touched
that.
one before?
No, I wish.
Oh.
Wish. They were hunted almost to extinction for their pelts, and now they're making a comeback. They are the cutest animals on the
They're
planet
so cute.
because they like sleep holding hands, and they roll themselves in kelp to keep them from like floating out to sea. And I got super, I don't know, I do know why actually. When my husband and we were dating, he wasn't feeling well, and I found this card of sea otters holding hands and rafting. That's what it's called. They raft. And one had like a shell in its other paw. And so I gave him the card and I was like, get better soon. Here's a magic shell with some magic like good stuff to make you feel better. And from then on, we became these sea otters, like when you're with someone for a long time, you start to like come up with like cute names, or like, you have your cute little insider like things. And so that became like us. We became like we were the card.
So cute.
And so I started like learning about sea otters. I was like, what is, like what are these cute sea otters? So I learned a lot about sea otters, and then it started to take over our relationship. But it started like these sea otter characters became kind of like, not our alter egos, our actual egos. And long story short, I'm obsessed with sea otters, and
Yeah, I saw it on your bio. I was like, wow, sea otters, that's a different animal. They're so
yeah,
cute though. I mean, I watched Finding Dory last night, and there's a scene with a whole bunch of otters. I don't know if you've seen the movie. You would have
No.
loved it.
Well, I wrote like a children's book.
You did?
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't. I just wrote it, right? That was inspired by by me and my husband, our
Oh,
like
that's so
travels,
nice.
and it's called The Adventures of Puba and Kutan. That's our sea otters. Those are our sea otter monikers. So he's Kutan, I'm Puba, because I'm the greatest. And so I wrote this whole story, and I mean, there's further adventures. Basically, it's about these two sea otters wanting to get to Bermuda, but they're all the way on the West Coast, right there in the Pacific. So they want to get all the way to Bermuda. And so how do they do that? And it's just about the adventures like going from the West Coast and traveling all the way to the East Coast and going through all these like areas that me and my husband traveled through in our
That's
adventures that we did.
so cool.
Oh, wait, I'll show you. Because I'm so like obsessed with this. For Christmas, there's this artist who always draws sea otters. He's on Instagram. His name is Abitameo.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, for Christmas, I reached out and I was like, hey, can you do like a commissioned piece? And he was like, yeah. So I got him to commission a piece, and this, I'll show you. This.
Oh, I'm so excited. I get to see. Oh, wow.
I
Look
blew
at
it up
that.
big.
Look
I
at
blew
that.
I blew it up big so I could have it here. Like I printed it here in Vancouver
I
just
don't
so
have any like
it.
exciting paintings. I mean, some of my friends have made me some artwork that's in here behind me, but they're not otters. They're Disney
Well,
princesses.
yeah. Well, when you when you get older, you'll procure a lot of artwork.
Now I have a question. Tell
Yeah.
me, Do you love otters as much as you love Deanie or more?
Oh, see, that's tough. That's a tough question. I love Deanie. Deanie's amazing. I've never had a Great Dane before, and this is a case of my husband always getting what he wants. Great Danes are amazing dogs. They're like so sweet and so gentle and just very funny. They've got personalities. They're very, very goofy, but they can look very regal. And she has these quirks that Danes have. Yeah, I've only ever had little dogs. I mean, growing up, my parents, we always only had little smaller dogs, like, 10 pounds or under. So to
Wow.
have a 125-pound
I'm
dog
used
or
to the big
40,
dogs because I had a lab growing up. So
oh,
lab
nice.
chow mix. Yeah.
Lab Chow.
Yeah. So my dog had a blue tongue.
Oh, cool.
It was
Weird.
cool. You're fascinated by that.
I do. I love, well, doggies. I love doggies, and
I know, me too.
I
So
think they
2020 was a good year for you.
2020 was great. Yeah, 2020 was great. We did a lot of home improvements, a lot because there was nothing else to
Good.
do. We did it all ourselves.
That's an accomplishment.
Yeah. Well, I redid our entire basement, which was a big basement, and it had been finished, but it looked just grubby. I built myself a video studio
I was
and
going to ask you that. Are we singing in the basement now?
yeah, a video studio and a recording booth in my basement. Pandemic really like for
Yeah.
forced me to learn new skills, and a lot of them being like, you know, using Zoom to do shows, figuring out that technology. I had to learn Ableton Live, which is a like a music production program. I had to learn that from scratch. And, the way I learned it was because I wanted to record music at home, and like Pro Tools wouldn't load onto my computer, which I had used before. So instead, I did Ableton Live because it would. And like, it was like, it's like learning a whole different language. And but I learned through like I need to do this, so I guess I'll learn how to do that. So it's like you learn one skill at a time, and after a while you start to understand the program better. Because now I have a skill that I wouldn't have had if it wasn't for the pandemic. Like I can record vocals, I can, do these shows, I can grab anything from anywhere online, like any track online and just like do it. Like I performed for the night before Oscar's party.
I was
Um,
gonna say, so before you dive into that, Lena and I actually connected. Shout out to Demi from our
Demi!
new Quarantunes. And Lena, I think, in my opinion, you have the best Zoom backgrounds I have ever seen. If any of you have ever seen Lena perform on Zoom, she has crazy Zoom backgrounds. As you can see, we're both feeling fun and festive today with our little red bandanas.
Yes, but this is an interview, so you get the real deal. You get my
You
life.
taught me that, so thank you. So kudos to
You're
you.
welcome. Yes.
That's
Zoom,
awesome.
Zoom lessons right here. Look
That's what I
fabulous.
needed. That's what I needed all day. Zoom lessons. It wouldn't have been the
I
same
I
without
uh,
you.
I taught my publicist how to use the filter, like the skin filter. I was like, look, if you never want to wear makeup again, just use the skin, like use the
I
skin
put
filter
makeup
on
on for
Zoom.
you. I
It's
did.
oh, thank you.
I did.
And now like healthy skin is very much in. Healthy skin meaning you want to look healthy, and you want to be healthy body image wise, and kind of loving your however God made you, unless you want to dye your hair or something, like that's cool,
I'm
but
not that adventurous to dye my hair. My hairdresser told me never dye my hair. She loves my color.
it's a good color, yeah.
Thank
We
you.
always want what we can't have. I have blonde hair, but my blonde isn't cute anymore. It's like an ash
Your
blonde.
hair's more like mine now.
Yeah, exactly. My natural hair color is like an ashy blonde, like a dishwater blonde. So
Really?
it kind of just washes my face out. So, in order to not wear a ton of makeup all the time, I go dark because then I have features again. I mean, there's all kinds of
Wow.
things that
So
we do.
when you were on Broadway in New York, your hair was blonde?
Only at the beginning. So, my first Broadway show was 98. or well, 99, I came to New York.
I was
Um,
born in 99.
I was in Cats.
I was gonna say, so what's the costume process like for that? Because that's a lot of makeup.
Yes, and we would do our own makeup.
Really?
Um, so they taught you how to do it. And I, being a bit of a perfectionist, especially when it comes to makeup, I would take about an hour and a half every day to do my makeup. And then of course the costume is just like literally like a bodysuit and a
Was it
tail.
extremely hot in the bodysuit?
No, for
Really?
me it was fine. For other
Well,
people,
that's good.
for other people. But I'm notoriously like cold-blooded, so like, I like being like all wrapped up and hot. But the costume was always easy to put on, and then the wig, you would just pop the wig on and they'd put the pins in. But it was really all about the makeup, and some people cared more and some people cared a lot less. Like there was a woman who was in Cats. Her name is Marlena Danielle, and she had been in it since the very beginning. So by the time I got there, it was the end of the run. So this is 18 years into the run. And she literally said to me,
Long
she said,
time.
"You were 2 when I opened the show." Yeah, and I was like, "Oh." And she would get there a half hour. She would just hang out and, eat whatever. 5 minutes. At the 5 minutes, she would start to put her makeup on.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't give
And
you a lot
then
of time.
yeah, and then at places, she would put her costume on. And then by the time the music started, she was walking down the stairs.
Oh my God.
It took
I'm sure
her
the
10
whole
minutes
cast
to
was like,
get
come
it.
on, let's go. Get on stage.
And here I am there an hour and a half before the show, like meticulously doing my makeup so that it was like perfection. And she would just be like, done.
I feel like a lot of your roles, you've had a lot of makeup, like Hedwig, right? So that
Yeah.
process had to be long too.
Well, the Hedwig process actually was much easier because to play a man, you actually just need to shade certain parts of your face to appear more boxy and like a heavier, you need like a really heavy line right here where their brow bone is much stronger than women's, and you need bushy eyebrows. And but all I would do was just like shade my face so that it was far more square, accentuate my jawline, sink in my cheek,
And I
whatever.
see pictures of you as Yitzhak, and I'm like, oh my God. And then it's you.
I'm a pretty good looking guy.
You're so
Like
funny.
I found that it was like all in the eyebrows, very little makeup.
Eyebrows are everything.
But on the flip side, to do the makeup for Hedwig, again, that's a much more lengthy process. The eyebrows are very specific because just she looks kind of sad, and so you wanted like these perfectly lined eyebrows and like the glitter and all that kind of stuff. I still had it down pretty pat. It was not as complicated as my cat's makeup.
But I want to go back to Hedwig for 1 second. You were the first actor to play both Hedwig and Yitzhak in the show. How was that experience like for you? That's really interesting to go back and forth between the roles.
Yeah, not at this. I didn't do it at the same time, just to clarify
Well,
for
that's good.
your listeners.
She did
That
not
would be
do it at the
impossible.
same time. That I was gonna say that is impossible, but you've played both of them.
It is impossible, but don't put it past me to try and get it, like to try and do it. It was interesting. I got to experience the show from both perspectives, and what was most interesting about it was having played Yitzhak. On stage, you have in-ears in, and you're just so dialed in and tuned in the whole show to Hedwig and what's going on, because at any moment, like literally anything can happen. So you have to be on your toes. You have to be present. You can't like there's some shows where you can actually like, go away because you can like mentally like plan your day or mentally like
You
shop
do that during shows?
for, you can do things in your mind while you're doing the show because it's a different well, there's like different, there's different things are set, so you don't have to be as on your toes. But with Hedwig, um, anything can happen at any time, so you're like literally just like always like at the ready.
Okay. So you have to tell me, what was it like working with Neil Patrick Harris, and you've also worked with Darren Criss. So
Oh
you have to
yes.
fill me in. What was that experience like for you?
Um, Well, Neil is a total like showgirl.
Why is that?
Absolutely professional, worky, worky. Like, he's wonderful. I mean, we had such a good time doing the show together. We built the show together, and it was really cool because they allowed me to be part of the process. So usually the Yitzhak just kind of stands over on the side, but this time around, because they were trying to figure out all this new stuff, and I was sitting there, I was like, look, if you need anything, just I'll get it. I'm here. I'm not doing anything. You need a microphone. You need me to switch out the mics, switch out the stands, level high. That's what I'm here for. And they're like, oh, okay. So that's kind of how I was used, and it became part of the character, obviously. And it was really fun to collaborate with Neil. Like, we had a blast together, and it was like one of those times that I had known him. Like, I'd never met him, but I knew him from a long time ago because I dated one of his best friends, and his best
Oh,
friend
wow.
was staying with him in LA, and I'd call the house, and Neil would answer and pretend to be his friend. Like, and so it was great because I was like, oh my God, we're finally like working together. Like, we're finally crossing paths after over a decade has gone by where this had happened before. And so he's just like a total joy to work with and a consummate professional, absolutely 100%. And Darren is like a total love bug, and
Aw.
he's he's very supportive and very sweet, um and uber, like, they're both uber talented, but like Darren is uber talented, and like I can't even imagine his level of talent when he's older, because he's very youthful, and he's still so young, and he's such a tour de force that the what he'll have to offer in his when he gets older is like it's very exciting to me, because I'm curious to see kind of how he evolves through time. When he gets older, I'd be interested to see him revisit it, and come at it from more of a broken down, hurt, pain, like, ow, I can't do what I used to do because I'm old kind of
That would
version.
be an interesting show, though, Lena, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Now your days are revolving around Snowpiercer, and congratulations on season 2.
Thank
Incredible.
you.
So tell
Season
me,
three. We're on season three
season
now.
3 you're filming now, I know,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. Season
Season
two is
2 is
great.
on right now. So tell me, what do you love most about playing Miss Audrey?
Um, Miss Audrey is very complex, and she's not good, but she's also not bad. So she brings a sense of a mystery, because you don't know where she stands, when in fact she really it it toes the line. She's really strong morals, but but a lot of the times she's really hard to read because you don't know really what she's up to. And I like her mystery. I love her complexity. I like that she's more than just one tone. She's got all these different layers that they're layering, and a lot more now. I love that they're using kind of the things that I do in life, like singing and dancing, and they're
So the
using
characters
all
revolved
that.
around you, which is
Yeah,
great.
exactly. Yeah. And also the more that the writers get to know me, and the more that I'm on set, and uh, it does evolve. It changes the character, because you start to see yourself more in the character, and like, and I think that's really very cool. I find it to be very interesting, and I love playing characters that um are not your typical hero, or you know I like that you have to, as an actor, you have to find yourself in the character, or you have to understand deeply where they're coming from.
Yeah.
You know, when you're playing a murderer, you have to understand why they're murdering, like murdering.
Yeah.
You have to understand what is
Not
the
like I would
motivation.
know.
Right. Well, what is the motivation to kill and why? Why is it so important and what is there in there and what is the justification? Because there has to be a justification for that character. That character can't just I mean, I guess sometimes the character can be blatantly evil where they love, that. But I don't know, it needs to come from a place of understanding in a really like dark way and I like exploring that. I like exploring the side of like it's almost like let me play like it's like the let me play devil's advocate kind of thing. It's like playing devil's advocate with yourself, with your character, so that you can kind of understand where they're coming from and justify it. Because that justification will bring truth to the character. It'll bring truth to what they're doing, and that's what you need. Like 100%. There needs to be truth behind it, and so that's to me that's the most fun about playing Miss Audrey. I don't really know where she's going, so I can't tell anyone anything,
I know.
but
We'll just have to wait for season 3.
we'll just have to wait for season 3.
Well, what's next for you, Lena? Anything exciting coming up for you? Any new music?
Yeah, I'm working on new music. It's going
Sweet.
very slow because I'm stuck here and they're all in New York. But I am working on new music and trying to write more and be more creative. But I still have shows and I do a podcast too. I have a Patreon and do all that kind of
And what's your
stuff.
podcast called?
It's called That Song Reminds Me Of. And it's
Ooh,
about,
that's fun.
yeah, it's about how music sparks memory and how when we hear certain songs, like we can be in that moment, like all of a sudden in our minds, we can just be taken right back into that moment, whatever that memory may be. So, it's kind of like they're like ex-boyfriends, how they'll ruin a song for us, or they'll
Oh,
ruin an artist or something, like music really brings up a memory and it's also something that is found in like Alzheimer's patients like when they hear music it's kind of sparks that memory back and I think and I'm just so fascinated by that concept and so I basically talk to people about certain songs and the memories that sparks and then we talk a lot about music or we talk about their lives and
cool.
things like that, yeah.
I'm totally going to listen to your podcast. It sounds
Okay.
really interesting. I really would love to. So you'll have to send me a link and I'll have to check it out. But before you go, Lena, I was wondering if we could play a quick game.
All right.
Awesome. So it's called the speed round. And what I'm going to do, these are questions about you. I'm going
Mhm.
to ask you as many questions as I can within a minute.
Okay, let's do
Um,
it.
my highest score right now is 14. I don't know if you're a fan of The Bachelor, but Ben Higgins is the winner so far.
Oh my
Maybe
God.
you can beat
That.
Ben.
Okay.
I don't know, but we'll give it a whirl. All right. Ready?
Go. I'm ready.
Now, I rock out to blank.
What?
What kind of song? I rock out to blank.
Rock and roll?
Okay.
What?
What kind of song? I don't know. Anything. All right. Ski
Metal.
or swim?
Ski?
Okay. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Glasses or contacts?
Glasses.
Sweats or heels?
Heels.
Okay. Favorite dessert?
Chocolate.
Your favorite character from the Peanuts gang?
Oh, Linus.
Okay. Are you a roller coaster girl?
Roller coasters. Yes.
Okay. Rock or pop?
Rock.
I knew it. Dog or cat lover?
Dog.
Your favorite superhero?
Wonder Woman. No,
Okay.
Deadpool.
Okay. Your go-to cocktail?
Don't have one. Water.
Oh, the time's up. I'm the same as you. Water for me too. Let me see what you got.
The first one stumped me.
Got 12.
Damn.
Almost there. Almost there. But you did a great job.
Well, thank you. I have to go to my read through now for episode 4.
Well, it was so much fun. I had a great time chatting with you. We will forever be bandana buddies.
We're gonna be bandana buddies. I love it. A little kind of Rosie the Riveter.
We end like that.